This smoking ban, I think the government reneged on the deal again, where they said that it was going to be a partial ban. I know they've changed their mind and it's a full ban. They were going to have designated areas in pubs, weren't they, for smoking? And to my mind, that's like having a swimming bath with designated urinating areas.
But it's part of the week that Tony Blair was worried about in his dual premiership. He's worried about this week because him and Brown were trying to push these measures through, and so far they've got them all through, I think.
I've been in this country since, what, 97?
Yeah,
and I've been hearing about Gordon Brown going to eventually be Prime Minister, and it's supposed to be this shift of power, and he was in the paper about it again this week. And I noticed Gordon seemed to have a lot more to say about this than Tony do. It's almost like he's a girlfriend who thinks he's a girlfriend, but he ain't really no girlfriend. I see him begging, like, when am I gonna be Prime Minister? And Tony's like, soon, baby. Paperwork, baby. You know, paperwork takes time.
The people I always felt sorry for in Ireland since they brought in the smoking ban is the passive smokers, you know? Because these people are, you know, who've been passively smoking all their drinking lives. They're sitting in pubs now going, isn't it great there's no smoking, it's fantastic, my clothes don't stink, there's an ashtray full of muck, it's brilliant. But why do I feel so terribly on edge all of a sudden?
Well, they should ban drinking in pubs as well. That's really lousy for your health. And the idea that it's antisocial, I have never seen a group of smokers rampaging down the high street, kicking in windows, pushing old ladies over, going, "Whee, whee."
If they do go on a rampage down the street, it's not very far because they tend to run out of breath about halfway down that street.
The thing I find really fascinating is the judges in the ice skating. They're just so harsh. Because you can see in ice skating, do amazing things like leap in the air, do 3 twists, come down on one leg, skate off, spin round, and we're all going, that's amazing. And the judge goes, moved his head. I'd like to see what score I'd get on the ice.
Have you ever skated before?
A little bit, but I'd be clinging to the side. What score I'd get? Would I get like 0.1?
But we win very little, so we could introduce events that we'd have a chance of winning over here that we're good at in this country. Sliding down a hill on a bin bag. They'd be at the top of the hill like that, Swiss going, what do you think, Hans? We'd be halfway down. Come on, Billy! Trees, in and out of trees. We could have old men clearing the path relay.
Pissing in snow.
Yeah.
Writing your name.
I love the curling, do you not? I can't go to bed if curling's on. 6-pack bag of nuts, I'm up all night if curling's on. I'm like, that me. Use your brush, use your brush!
I think it'd be nice if in the middle of the target they had a hole and you heard a big sploosh.
Yeah. Do you know this year, one of the English teams said it, the ice is not up to the standard it should be for Olympics, and so it's not as exciting as it should be.
How you gonna have the Winter Olympics and not have a snowball fight? They should have a snowball fight, everybody wearing a flag representing their country, and whoever just get bust dead center in the head. Boosh!
If we drew Germany in the semi-finals, whoa!
It'd be bloodshed.
Get some coal in, Billy, get some coal in. Hey, come on!
60% of air passengers have had problems with what?
The pilot. I just judged this on one incident where I was flying recently to Alicante and we got up to 35,000 feet. He came on and went, pilot Captain Johnson speaking, reached our cruising altitude, 35,000 feet, on the way to Alicante, weather en route's 5 That was it. And we sat there like... He came back on and he went, I'm really sorry, I might have scared some passengers. And what happened was, in the middle of my announcement, the stewardess brought me a coffee and spilt it on me. And that was all he was. I'm sorry. And he said, you want to see the front of my pants? And some bloke at the back went, you want to see the back of mine?
60% of Earth passengers have had problems with a life jacket under your seat and not a parachute.
Is it collecting their luggage? Because I get my bags lost on average once out of every time. I always feel like when I check in and they say, we'd like to ask a few questions about your bags, I feel like saying, well, I'd like to ask you a few questions about my bags. Like, how are they getting on the plane? Are you packing this plane yourself? Will you leave my bags unattended for any length of time?
It's also have problems with the safety, but the whole safety briefing thing, and the fact that you can survive a crash in an aeroplane just by leaning forward a bit. You're all right now, like that. Or attracting attention in the middle of Atlantic with a whistle. Oh, thank God they're here. 60% of Earth passengers have had problems with that kid in front of them. Now, here's my tip. If there's a kid in front of you, sooner or later, he'll want to peep. When I stand on the seat and peep at you like that, here's my tip. If you're flying anywhere, don't peep back. Because it will just go on for the whole flight. Now I know as to Dubai, like that. Just get hold of it eventually. Go, it's always going to be me, all right? It's always going to be me here.
The thing that most annoys men.
I'll tell you what annoys me, and it's a thing I've noticed more and more, especially in themed pubs, is when you go to the toilets in a themed pub and it doesn't say ladies and gents anymore, they put something like, they'll have pictures of two deer and it'll be like Bucks and Hinds, and you go, I think I'm with Well, the worst one is for swans, and it's a cob and a pen. And these have two swans, and you go, cob and pen, which one? Oh, I hate that. And I notice they don't do it with the disabled toilets. They don't have like a deer with an antler down like that.
I don't know what my manhood got nothing to do with it, but this annoyed me. I was watching news one morning, and it's supposed to be like the news, the man reading the news, this his news. And then he took newspapers from other sources, and he read the headlines as if this was his news. And he do this every day. And don't nobody say nothing. Now, when I did this in school, they said this was cheating. That's like me having my own cooking show on TV and saying, welcome to Big Daddy's Kitchen. I don't really feel like cooking nothing today, but look at all this wonderful stuff that Ainsley Harriet brought back.
Most dangerous driving habit.
Is it when you sellotape a cushion to your face, like that? You can't see a bloody thing.
Is it a can of peas running under your brake pedal? And you can't use it, can you?
It's hardly a driving habit, though, is it? There's cans of peas.
Is it filling each other up if you with somebody else in the car while you're driving? Like, you driving, and then, she rub on you, and then you start rubbing on her.
Then she says you failed your test.
It's to do with distance.
Parking.
Oh, up people's bums.
Correct. So the answer is the most dangerous driving habit is tailgating. Biggest problem facing dogs.
My brother really loves his dog, I think, a bit too much. And no, not in that way. But dogs are supposed to have 7 years to our one. He gives his dog 7 birthdays a year. He gets 7 birthdays for it. But he gives it the bumps as well. The dog doesn't like that particularly. Because the last birthday was about 72.
I think the biggest problem for the dog is being told that he's a member of the family, yet he still has to outside. I think that's very confusing for a dog. And it make the dog not believe anything you tell him, like, well, I'm part of the family, but I don't see nobody else shitting outside.
Is he getting those buckets off?
Oh, I love those.
Yeah, I think they're made to make it easier to catch dog biscuits there, aren't they?
It is a health-related problem for dogs.
Worms.
Oh, so
Obesity.
fat.
Obesity is the right answer, Paddy.
Oh!